volume is increasing volume, so we want to see that. We always want to see, with green candles, especially when the price is going up, we want to see increasing volume. Last time we had 4 green candles in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it went for another 3 more months. 5, 6, 7. Let me see this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 2 months. At all-time highs, this was the first green candle that broke through the all-time highs. Here, this was the last green candle for the all-time highs. We're kind of in the middle right now. Yeah. So just looking at these monthly candles, and I'll have a look at the other ones as well. That's the 3 monthly candle. It's the 6 monthly candle. So the six monthly candle actually is dangerous. This is a dangerous candle because the previous month closed below the previous candle high. It's a dangerous candle because this next 6 month candle, if it closes like that, then you're looking at a big reversal here. Yeah, it's a very dangerous candle. So we had this current candle here is very important, and we just have to break it down and see here again with the 3 month candle. You have a little bit of a dangerous candle here because you close underneath the previous high. So we've pushed up now. We're kind of pulling back. So there's a little bit of BTC is in a little bit of a predicament here, to be honest with you. This one is nice. This current monthly candle is really nice. But you need we need another green candle, quite simply. Another green one and another green one. We need more greens. Let's have a look at the 2 monthly candle. Yeah, we got 1 month to go. This is okay. So naturally, when you have a candle like this, you're looking for a pullback, month open, which is what's happening. Where do you pull back to? Well, maybe there, maybe there. It's like the 2 bullish targets. The higher the better. And then obviously it's looking to fall back all the way down, possibly to the bottom of that candle. Like you're trying to fill this candle before it finds support. So let's just mark those 4 levels. That's the one there. That's your SR flip. That's your breakout level. You see that? We have an SR flip there. And then you have 2 more lower levels. Let's have a look at these 3 days. Oh, look at that. We're at a trend line as well. It's a little bit high, isn't it? It's a little bit high. You've got 2 lower levels and you've got that SR flip. Let's check this volume out. Just to come and have a look at it. Yeah, that's your real test, isn't it? Yeah, that's your test. Oh wow, look at that channel. Tapped it perfectly, the top of the channel. Wow. Let's have a look at this. So we've got a mid channel on a channel clone, and you can see we've struggled to get back above it, and we've rejected off it. With 130 being a target if we do break up. Get these volume levels in. Actually. Point of control, value area high, value area low. That's your high volume node there. Which is why there's a top range. Let's hide those. Let's get rid of this. Let's get this local range in. Oh, clearly lost it. Clearly lost that value area. Let's go a bit further back. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Okay. I don't think we need that actually. You can see that the volume is clearly there. It's a tricky one because we have a flag. We have a really nice bull flag forming here, but we have lost the point of control. It's clear, and we've lost this midpoint of this channel. When I was looking at this on Friday, I was looking at options. One semi-planed out, didn't it? It semi-played out. Let me bring these back in. I was looking at this kind of idea. Fake out highs, fake out lows. It did bounce, sorry, it did bounce off my level. Once, and then twice, and then it lost it, and then it bounced again, and it lost it. It was a good area, but honestly, I think the problem was that the momentum, when it, because it came down quite fast, even though you bounce, the momentum was quite high. It would have been nice for it to go sideways and then bounce and then go up. And naturally, when it went down and up, it didn't go up as high as this area, which is what I was thinking. And so naturally, it was just losing, because it was getting lower highs, and then lower highs, and then down, which is where we're at now. So the sell pressure is quite heavy, and obviously the longs are getting liquidated. So ideas are ideas until they break. We are possibly in something else, and so naturally you just delete and start over. Get rid of your previous ideas and start over, which is what I'm going to do. And I think we can see, possibly, hey RH, we can see possibly there's possibly a bull flag in formation here, possibly. Yeah, possibly. And so naturally that's what happens when you break something, you form something else, you know. So if you're initially looking at an equal triangle and you break it, you're now into a bull flag, and then you break the bull flag, you're into something else. This is quite problematic because you have got volume above the price, and that volume is trapped liquidity. So whatever happens, I mean, if you do go up again, you're going to get sell pressure on you, and so that's what happens. You end up with lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, which is what's happening now. We're getting lower lows, lower highs. You can see it. Lower highs, 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 you know, lower highs, until finally you get the drop of doom. That's what happens when you get lower highs in a situation like this, where you're teetering at all-time highs. Yeah, now I don't think it's been dropping that bad. You're getting these kind of drops, and you get these buybacks, drops, and then buybacks. So I don't think it's been crashing. It looks like it's flagging. And eventually what happened is we'll get to support eventually. So I had this range bound long idea right from the beginning, didn't I? I was thinking about a bull flag all the way back when we had the first pump and dump at the top. I drew this out. I said maybe a flag, and it is flagging, isn't it? It looks like it's flagging, kind of not going exactly as I imagined, but it doesn't really matter. It's kind of going in a similar path. That's why I keep the ones that seem right, I keep. And you can see actually that's the one that seems to be playing out right from, how many days is that now? It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks I kind of drew that out, left it there, and it's just kind of been flagging, isn't it? You can see. So it does look like a flag. It's hard with flags because it gets bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs. You're looking at this, you're thinking, shit, this is going down, I need to sell. And then suddenly you get squeezed and the price starts to go up again, and then you're like, shit, it's going up, it's going to break out, I want to buy it. And then the price kind of go, what do you do, huh? And then the last time that it goes down, you go, yeah, I'm going to buy, and then you're fucked. That's what happens. That one time that you buy when you should, it actually goes down. It's trading for you. So it looks like we're flagging, huh? It does look like we're flagging. Let's have a look at the monthly level. Let me just hide those lines again. We don't have a monthly level. Nope. Let's have these higher time frame levels. Just further down here, which is a back test of a monthly. Let's have the weekly. We've gone straight into a red weekly. We've taken the weekly low from previous weekly low already. This is looking quite bearish. This structure is looking bearish. We have to see how this week ends, but it doesn't matter. You could get a red week and then it could go green next week. We've passed that weekly level now. Just gone through it. Top one. Get rid of that one. Let's have a look at these dailies. Yep, the dailies there. Those haven't been touched yet. There's no dailies lower down. I can't see. Let's have a look at the order flow. We're underneath the daily open. We're underneath the VWAP. It's actually considered quite bearish just by being underneath both daily open and VWAP. At the moment, it's looking quite bearish. You're getting you're seeing shorts coming into these lows and getting squeezed. Big liquidations here. Look at those liquidations. Because we're actually putting in lower lows now. The whole range CVD, the bullish CVD has been invalidated. Yeah, just because we're putting in lower lows now on this range. Before it was bullish and now it's invalidated, because even though the CVD is going lower, the price is now putting in lower lows. So there's no bullish CVD at the moment on the overall range. And then when you look at the local price action, you can actually see that we're forming some bearish CVD. You can see that because you see the CVD is going up and the price is actually putting in lower highs. You see the CVD is going higher than the previous CVD high here, and the price is actually putting a lower high. So we're getting some local bearish CVD here. We've got some really bearish CVD, and basically across this downward move, we get at the highs, we're getting bearish CVD. You can see we're getting big sell side absorption on this down move. You see the CVD is going up and the price is going down. You see that the CVD is going up, the price is going down. This is bearish. The whole thing is bearish. You can see the OI is going up as the price is coming down. That means you've got shorts coming in. Okay, now shorts get squeezed. Yeah, don't think that just because the shorts are entering that it's going to go down. They're pushing the price down, but eventually you get this kind of balance and they get squeezed. That's why in the price we're getting squeezes, aren't we? When you get the shorts are coming in, pushing the price down, and then finally you get these kind of springs and they squeeze, and we're getting like squeezes. Yeah? But the squeezes only end up in lower highs. Yeah, so there's no continuation on the buying to take the price higher. It's just shorts getting liquidated, longs taking profit, and then the price coming back down and shorts re-entering. That's how the price is behaving right now. It's shorts getting squeezed, longs entering, longs taking profit, but not going for the highs. They're going for lower highs every single time. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Until that changes, we're in a bear flag. Now, the pattern doesn't change though. We are just, it will probably continue unless we get a breakdown. Okay, unless we get like another drop here. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And that would be really bearish if we kind of and then another down. Once that happens, this whole thing becomes a failed auction, and you end up bouncing here probably, and another low high, and you're probably trying to get back into this lower range probably, and then it becomes really bearish. So it's a problem. It's becoming a problem for Bitcoin. But we're not there just yet, because we are still in some kind of bull flag. We are still in a bull flag. Yeah, so even though you feel bearish right now, just because it looks like it could do that, it could kind of it could also just as easily do the same thing. This could continue, and we are off the first touch of this kind of just trend line, this bull trend line, and this would be a good place to find support somewhere here. But actually, realistically speaking, the better place would be lower down at about 111. That's really the good place. That's kind of what I'm looking at. The problem is you lose this trend line. That's the problem. So what was my long from before? Let me have a look at that. So the reason why this is good is you've got this value area, high area. You've got a bit of an SR flip going on there. potentially got the breakout SR flip. You've got probably some fibs. Oh, bless me. You've got like a 50 fib at the value at the same place, value area. Yeah, I had it there already, see? And then you've also got some single prints that fill. Now those single prints will fill fast. And so actually that's your first line of support. Is going to be like these single prints. These are kind of gaps in the price. You could bounce off the single prints. You know, you don't have to fill them. You could bounce off them. But if you kind of don't bounce and the price wants to, it could drop down. Then you're into your long off the right area. You could fill up quite fast. But again, you're going back to find resistance for a lower high and a failed auction. Okay, that would be a really good short. If you get something like this, you get a good long, you get a good short. You get out of this price action, you can get a good long and a really good short. And you wouldn't expect it to just continue rallying. You still expect a lower high. Yeah, something like that. You'd aim for the top, but you'd have to take profit at the first kind of area of resistance here. Yeah, somewhere around there. Front run. And then you're looking for the same thing. You'd be looking for a lower high short. Probably wait for the pivot to be put in and then initially targeting the same SR flip, but probably lower. Probably lower. That's one idea. That's one idea. Put that into this place. Oh, fuck. Rename. And then obviously we're in a flag and the price could just as easily find support here. It could easily break out and squeeze. It really could. And this is the thing you have to remember. Just because it looks like it wants to go down, it could easily go up and then squeeze, take out all of those highs up to the top and and start pumping. Could start pumping. Yeah. We don't know how that's going to play out. No one can predict that. It's like, obviously right now you're not thinking up, you're thinking down, but actually it could squeeze up. And then obviously if it goes further down, then you'll be looking for a long lower down for a short higher up. You could long here, but it's a tricky one because what you're longing here is a swing failure of this previous low. That's all you're longing. That's it. You've kind of lost the range low here. That's the problem. The problem is there's a little bit of a range low there. We hit it once here. That was a good place to long, which I talked about before. And here we're losing it. You see that? We're losing it. So we've kind of lost. We've kind of lost. I mean, you could argue it's a good place to short. Hello, Marvey. Yeah, maybe. I have to have a look at that. I don't really look at BNB. Here, you see, you could argue it's a good place to short just because we've lost that SR flip, actually. So, I mean, where would you put your invalidation? You're looking for lower highs, and that's your only invalidation here on the candles themselves. See, lower high, maybe a lower high. You'd have to put a really tight invalidation there. You could get stopped out. It's a very high risk trade because you could easily get squeezed, but effectively you've got that kind of lower range. We're kind of losing it, aren't we? Oof. So it's actually looking quite bearish. Yeah. And naturally what happens is the price has to find support. I don't think people are longing here. They're just shorting and taking profit. You're getting scalp longs at the lows. They take profits too. So we're in an area where it could squeeze up, but also I can't see that right now. I can't see it at the moment. You know, getting a little bit of volume, I can't see it. Now, why is this happening? Isn't this isn't this alt season? Isn't it meant to be bullish? It's the beginning of the month, and naturally at the beginning of the month on a green candle, you're going to get quite a heavy sell pressure, pullback off the top of the month, which is what's happening now. Capture liquidity, go down, 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 capture as much liquidity as possible for the continuation. And as I said to begin with, your level is really there. That's kind of where the month candle is trying to catch. It's trying to get to. Now, if we do go down, we're going to probably feel the single prints. Yeah, probably feel the first line of single prints. And that's why I've got this long short here. Yeah. That's kind of your target. You go back up and that should take profit for a short, but also you have to bear in mind that you could easily smash through, because you are hitting a big support on the monthly time frame. You could get the first bounce, the first dip, and then you can get the longs enter. And so even though that could be a long short, it could also be a long short long to break out to the upside, which would be, you know, more like, and then you run those highs and you go right for another all-time high. Okay, could totally happen. So it probably wouldn't go like in a straight line. You'd probably first kind of get back into the range and then push up like that. You know, once you get back into the range, you'd push up like that, squeeze those shorts, you'd get heavy aggressive, you get lots of shorting, and you get absorption for bullish CVD here, and then you'd get a squeeze up, and then longs would pile in once that outer trend line is broken. There's some ideas of what could happen next. Yeah, it's looking pretty miserable, isn't it? And I think we have to see what happens next. Yeah, as always, it's always what happens next. When you kind of look at that and you just have a look at say ETH, let's have a look at ETH. Not ETH, actually, ETH BTC, that's the one I want to look at. So ETH BTC is actually pulling back to the point of control. You can see that, can't you? We kind of went above the point of control. We kind of hit this 382. And so we're coming back to the point of control. So ETH BTC is actually not in a bad place, because you've broken it. You're coming back for a test here. That could be where BTC finds support back on the point of control. ETH BTC needs to find support. It needs to find support. But you're getting a lot of other tokens pulling back, like Sui, whatever. ENA's doing quite well. Slurf. Yep. Solana, they're kind of following the same path. This is not bad actually. Solana's pulling back after bouncing off the value area high. It's coming back to the point of control. So I think altcoins are actually coming back to support now. You see that? So here, look at Solana. It hits the value area high. It's coming back to this kind of channel midline and then back to the point of control, potentially finds support same time as BTC for another push up. So we are getting a little bit of confluence between altcoins finding support plus potentially in BTC finding support in price discovery. If you look at BTC, we're only about $4,000 away from a really potentially a really good long. It's not far, isn't it? Like, where was the long again on BTC? 3%, 4% away. And I'll be interested to see, I'll be very interested to see if when BTC does hit that area, if altcoin starts to show strength, because that would be a real important indicator. Marve is saying they hold strong. I think they are holding strong, yeah, but that's because we're in price discovery and BTC is going sideways. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if I don't know, but we're in a flag. Could we just keep on flagging? You know, like, it's a really long flag though. I don't know. Could it just flag? Flagging? No highs, no lows, no highs. Until it hits it. A little nice break. Goes up. The first higher high that you get, that's a change here. And as long as you put in a higher low, you change the structure, then we're good to go. Huh? So right now you can see we're putting in lower lows, lower highs on the 4 hourly time frame. What you need to do is take out the high, structure change, and then you're going to be pumping. Yeah, a little bit of market structure change in the 4 hourly. So at the moment we're in bearish market structure on that mid time range market structure, mid market on the candles. What was it? Marve's talking about XRP and Doge. Well, I've already had my protein shake, so I don't need to go and shake it up. Let's have a look at the order flow one more time and see if there's anything interesting here. Yeah, bounce off the VWAP. Oh, there's some single prints here on the way down. Look at that. 1169. Let me just write that down because that's important. Single prints. 116949 to 117. Let me mark those in. I like to keep my single prints because they act as important levels of confluence. Right up there, see that? It's going to be a really good place to short. And when you, let me just go back to the long short. So kind of, I mean, that really is a good place to short, huh? If we get a drop and then up to hit those single prints. Into the 786 and get up there. Just bounce off those single prints and go down again. fill these single prints, that would be a death drop to bounce, and then fill this area, and then hopefully a little bit of bullish CVD, and then right, rocket up to 130. That's kind of what I want, actually. So it looks like a bear flag gone wrong, a bull flag gone wrong, but then actually it's a fake out, back in, and then breakout. Fake out. It's like again another fake down to break down to fake out to go up. I'm still thinking up. It's weird, huh? I'm still thinking up. I think we should hit 130. I don't know why. I just feel that 130 is, we haven't really, you know, we've created quite a lot of volume here, but I still think we should go up to 130. Yeah, the short there would be good. You never know, because you take the short and it doesn't actually go up, it just goes down, and then you're laughing, aren't you? Because you're back into this lower range, and then whatever, then you're in a really nice short. So anyway, this is kind of what I'm thinking right now, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, not financial advice. This is like a couple of ideas. Do your research, use correct risk management, and always wait for the reaction to make sure that there is a reaction. That is the way to do it. And then take profit and then see what happens. Effectively, that's how you do it. And there's no other way to do it safely. And then you just have to be really patient. And then you set your alerts. So like in this situation, I would set an alert. I've got an alert here. You can see that. And I can actually put an alert here. I can put alert. Open-ended alert. SP hit. Short on reaction. See that? You create an alert. You don't even have to look at the charts. Your alert hits. You get a notification. You see the reaction. You have an invalidation. Calculate the risk management between 0.5% and 1%, and you take the trade, short or long. That's it. That's how you do it. And then the first resistance or support level that you hit, you take your profit, and then you turn your trade into a risk-free trade, and you move on to the next trade. That's basically how you trade. There's no other way to do it. And you have to journal it. You have to have a trade plan, and you have to journal it. And then you just keep on moving to your next trade, and then that's how you trade. You have to put in a lot of time and effort in journaling and analysis. You know, like when you're trading, it's 99% journaling and analysis, and like literally 1% trading, because most of the time you're just patiently waiting and looking at the charts. You're not really looking to take trades on an hour-to-hour basis. You're looking to take the best trade possible, given the right circumstances at the right place and the right time, with the right plan, with the correct risk management. And you still take profit when you get the reaction, because you just never know, you know, like just because you're an amazing trade, you took the most amazing entry here, the price, you'll be in profit at 1%, 2%, and then fuck knows, like who the fuck knows what's going to happen next? No one knows. That's why you take profit. That's why you do. That's why you have the invalidation, to make sure that in case of a black swan, whatever swan, you are safely out of that trade without losing your money. Yeah, and that's kind of how you do it. And there's no other way to do it correctly. Every other way has got its own nuances, but we're very oversold on this on these indicators. Look, my CCI is oversold on 4 hours. Really oversold. We're in quite high oversold territory. Look at the daily CCI is heavily oversold. This is, for me, this is quite bullish actually. See that? There's like bullish divergence forming here on the CCI. Lower lows on the CCI, higher lows on the price. So I'm not feeling bearish. I'm just looking at this and saying, shit, there's a lot of absorption going on here. The weekly time frame CCI is kind of just teetering at the 100 level, which is a support level. You're getting bearish RSI. Forget about that for now. Well, we are getting bearish RSI here. Okay, we're a little bit oversold right now. Here, look, you can see this is a hidden bullish divergence here. Lower lows, higher lows. See that? That's called hidden bullish divergence. The MACD is putting a lower low. The price is putting in a higher low. See that? So that means there's divergence. They're not following the same path. If there wasn't divergence, this would go up, and then the price would be down here, because that's no divergence, because you're putting a lower low here, and here you're putting in a lower low at the same time. There'd be no divergence. And so you can see here the price is putting in a higher low, the MACD is putting a lower low. That's divergence. That's hidden bullish divergence. So it just means that the price should be down here, and it's not. It's further up, which means all of that volume has been absorbed between here and here, where the lower low should be, which the MACD is indicating. So the MACD is indicating there should be a lower low now, and there is no lower low. This is on the 12-hour time frame. You kind of have to change the time frames to see how these are forming, and every time frame has its own kind of story. But you can also see on the CCI we're getting quite heavily oversold conditions right now. On the daily CCI, you're getting really heavily oversold conditions. The last time was here. You see it bounced. Here it bounced. Look at that. Look at that. Every time that we got into really heavily oversold on the CCI, look at it. We're getting some quite strong bounces every single time. You see that? Every single time the CCI and the daily was pushing to, this is really oversold, yeah? Minus 245. So that just indicates that we're getting quite heavy absorption into this really strong area of potentially of monthly support, which is the breakout level at about 1,111. We're only about $4,000 away from it. So, you know, naturally you've got big absorption happening here. If you hold that level, however low it gets, but let's say it does go low and you hold it, you could just push up, just smash through, squeeze, big short squeeze all the way up to 30k. That's kind of what I want to see actually next, and we'll see that on the altcoins as well. Maybe then we'll get ETH, BTC coming into this point of control as well, which is where it's at. I don't know if it's going to kind of go straight up, to be honest with you. We'll have to see how this plays out. It could just kind of range here. Could do. All right. Oh, there's a few people watching. Nice to see you. When you know, when the price is crashing, people always come to watch and say, what the fuck's going on? When the price wants to go up, no one comes to watch. I'm like saying, buy, 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 buy. No one's coming to watch to see if they should buy. And then when the price is at all-time highs and it wants to crash, all of a sudden you get people saying, shit, what should I do? I'm gonna go and have a look and see what I should do.